this video I'll show you all of the new badge skins in the new slasher update. Those skins are only obtainable for gaining an achievement and some are easier than others. But with this guide I will show you how to get every single one very easily. So let's begin. First of all, the new in-game badge skin which will get you the Medic Dusekkar. And for this one you will need the Übercharge achievement. The way you get this one is by shielding a teammate who's on the brink of death on very low HP and saving them from dying. Just stay close to a teammate who's about to die and shield them right before they're about to get hit. Doing this will prevent them from dying and will award you the achievement along with the Medic Dusekkar skin. This skin is a reference to the medic from Team Fortress 2 and it's a pretty cool skin, also very easy to get. Now there are many other achievements that were added in this new update, but none of them give you a skin, which is kinda sad. So this is the only in-game achievement that actually gives you a skin. Moving on to outside of Forsaken, the new BrawlR collab achievement will get you the BrawlR Chance skin. Let me explain real quick what BrawlR is. Basically you fight in a two-dimensional arena, and if you fall off the arena or you get sent too far away out of the screen, you lose 1 life and you have 3 lives in total. The more damage you take, the bigger the knockback is from attacks, and it's a very similar concept to games like Super Smash, Brawlhalla, and Multiverses if you ever played those games before. Now the instructions to get the skin are pretty straightforward. Win 1 free-for-all round with a Forsaken collab skin equipped. Sounds pretty easy, right? Well, that's what I thought. Well, the only problem here is that those skins are not cheap. The cheapest one costs at least 100 ticks, and every round you play that takes around 5 minutes, you only average about 5 ticks. But hey, the good thing is, as the time of recording this, there's a code that you can redeem that's called BrawlSaken, which will give you 70 ticks, which is a very good start, but you still have to get the rest of the ticks you need. I suggest you play free-for-all or duos, whatever is more fun for you, but play Noob and get familiar with his moves and attacks. Now once you played enough rounds, which will take you about half an hour or more, you can finally buy a Forsaken skin for 100 ticks. You don't have to get Cool Kid, you can get any other Forsaken collab skin for any other character that you like. Do whatever you want, but I personally chose Cool Kid for Noob. I think Noob is a pretty good character. Then when you finally got the skin, equip it in your inventory and then play a round of free-for-all, where you try your best to win. What I suggest you to do is not play aggressive first of all, let the other people just fight each other and kill each other while you just stand by and try to get a few sneaky attacks. Ideally, without taking any damage. It's okay to lose a few lives, you just have to win this round and get everybody else to 0 lives, but be extra careful. It may take a few attempts, I did it first try, but if you're unlucky you will have to play against tryhards that are very good at this game, but most people I've played against are not really that good at this game, so you shouldn't be struggling too much. And after you won the game, you'll finally unlock the achievement and get the BrawlR Chance skin in Forsaken. Now the next badge skin, and probably the hardest one for most of you on this list, is the Monster Elliot skin. This skin features custom pizza which is supposed to resemble a blue soul and a very depressed looking Elliot. Now let me show you how to actually get the skin. To get it you will have to play Pizza Game Beta. Again, I put the link to every single game in the description so you don't have to manually search it for yourself. But now let's go over the basics of how this game works because it can be pretty confusing. Now in this game you'll have to shoot a bunch of enemies with weapons you find around the map and progress through different areas, eventually fighting the boss at the end. Defeating Philip, the mini boss of the suburb section, will get you the achievement and the Monster Elliot. Whoa, it's not as easy as you might think. No. In the top right corner you will see the amount of souls you have, and on the bottom you will see every HP you have, and the soul is basically a second life. If you have for example 5 souls, you can respawn 5 times before dying for good. And by the way, if you die without any souls left, you will have to restart all over again, so you're gonna have to be extra careful. Now every enemy you kill has a low chance of dropping a soul, but the higher the combo is, the higher the chance of a soul dropping is. So you want to kill enemies quickly without taking damage to maximize the amount of souls you have. Now there are 4 different types of enemies you will encounter before fighting the mini boss. First ones are lunatics. Those are the ones that chase you down with an axe and a chainsaw. Just stay out of the way and keep a good distance. There's also citizens that will shoot you with a basic Glock I guess, and a militant that does way more damage with his assault rifle. And the last enemy, and I can guarantee this will be a pain in the ass for you because he's real annoying, is Divine. He's the one that flies around like a mosquito and shoots with incredible precision and even more damage than the assault rifle. Also always use the map to your advantage by hiding behind cars for example, or whatever object you might find to take cover from ranged attacks, because those enemies basically have aimbot and it's pretty difficult to dodge the bullets. And most importantly, always go for headshots when trying to kill a Divine. A headshot will always one-shot a Divine instead of having to shoot him a couple of times before he dies. And he does a lot of damage, so you want to get rid of him quickly. And also always look behind your back and be spatially aware of your surroundings surroundings because you can get jump scared by lunatics from behind or any other enemies, which does surprisingly happen a lot, so you gotta pay attention. Now when you spawn in for the first time, you will only have your dual pistols. They do have infinite ammo, you can reload basically infinite amount of times, but they are kinda garbage. They don't do much damage, but they kinda get their job done, I guess. You can find better weapons laying around the map or by finishing arenas, and by the way, speaking of arenas, sometimes when progressing through the level, you may get trapped in arenas or in an ambush where you're only allowed to leave and progress further until you kill 3 waves of enemies. And when defeating them, you'll get a weapon. And by the way, there's also vending machines that can give you OP weapons that are actually good. Usually the vending machines that are golden. The normal ones just give you normal weapons, I guess. Now the souls have a bigger purpose than just giving you additional lives. Now be careful, but you can gamble your souls at the kiosk, which will give you a completely random buff, but I wouldn't really suggest you doing that. The buffs are kind of mediocre. Just keep your souls, I think that's way better for most of you. And at the end of each level, this greedy little piece of very not nice person will demand souls from you. If you don't give any souls to Drav, he will remove 1 HP from your total max HP. If you give him 50% of your souls, it will stay the same, and if you give him all of your souls, he will give you a buff just like in the kiosk. Now I gotta be honest with you, I like to keep my souls. I only give it to draw if I'm confident that I won't die in the next level, but other than that, try to have at least 4 max HP. Sometimes you just gotta give Draw some souls, that's just how it is, sadly. Now after all of this suffering, you'll finally be able to fight the mini boss that will give you the achievement. Again, if you fail, you'll have to restart all over again. Now this mini boss is very hard for beginners, but there's a small trick, but it's super insanely useful trick that will help you kill him super easily. You see, he only has 2 attacks, his laser gun and his blades. He can also heal himself by summoning a white circle or doing some sort of ritual, and if you deal enough damage while he's trying to heal himself, you can actually stun him and get some pretty good damage on him. Surprisingly, Philip the mini boss doesn't really have aimbot unlike the other enemies you met before. As you can see right here, he isn't directly aiming at me with his laser gun. Instead, he is aiming there where I'll be in the next second according to his calculations. But by changing your direction when you hear the sound cue of the attack, Philip will miss his attack actually. And if you always listen to the sound cue and change your direction right before he's about to shoot you, there's no way he will be able to land a hit on you. It's really that easy, you just have to change your direction of movement in a split second right before he's about to initiate his attack. As always, find some good weapons in the boss fight arena, there's a bunch of them laying around. Don't just use your dual pistols because they do barely any damage even with headshots. But after finally beating Philip, you successfully earned the achievement and got the monster Elliot skin. If you really made it this far, congrats, because it was probably not an easy journey. But hey, you made it after all, and those were all the new badge skins in the slasher update. Now Loveshot Chance was also supposed to be a badge skin, but it didn't get released yet. And the developers just said that it will come out soon, but knowing the Forsaken developer team, it will probably come out next month or so. If we're lucky, maybe next week. But hey, those are all of the new badge skins, and how about you check out if you have every single badge skin in Forsaken. You can do that with the help of this video right here. And as always, like and subscribe, it helps me out a lot, and have a great day.